the map here.
This is going to be quite a game, as we do have the flight path that is going to be starting all the way from the eastern side all the way to the western side. And of course, we've got a good amount of teams that are just pretty much flying everywhere. No crazy things going on at all, as every single one of these teams, they are in their fine establishment, or maybe not, as we do have EVOS that jumped right together with Loud. Northern side, baby, what did I say? We do have Loud that did manage to get themselves the first blood right on top of the heads of EVOS, as MRO5 takes himself one onto K1, and this is going to be a 1-for-1 trade between these two teams. Street, he finds himself at the top of this, well, half of a pyramid, and the rest of the members from Loud, they doesn't seem like they would want to, entertain EVOS anymore.
Yeah, and this is the thing about Kalahari. The map is definitely very small. Everything is very, very tight. So trying to find your equipment, you're like, look at them. Loud are all sticking together. Yes, they've got some guns, but they did get that one pick off from EVOS, which is a pretty big one we talked about, right? So they're going to try to continue on here, and they've kind of split off from the rest of them. EVOS probably going to have to look to survive. Loud right now are going to continue to pillage the area.
It is 1-for-1 after all. Loud and EVOS, they kind of feel as though like, we are neck and neck, right? We have similar marksmanship. Let's just kind of back off a little bit. Let's give us some breathing space. I'm gonna go this way. You go that way. Let's not disturb one another. Until the point of time where Loud Kronos say, you know what? Let's break this pact. I want to stalk them.
Yeah, and we should stick around. I mean, you have numbers. You know that you got that kill. Getting every single kill matters. Every point. It's so important that you make sure that you get as many kills as you can. And if you found like a part of the team, it's up to you to pray and make sure you get the rest of them.
MRO5, it does seem like he do have a sliver of idea that Loud is still right around the vicinity. He went all the way out in the open, dropped a glue wall, and then got himself right back into safe place. I'm not too sure exactly what is going to be the game plan from the side of Kronos or from the side of Loud, but they're just sticking around this area. But the good thing is, we are looking at Kalahari after all, and I always repeated this and I always say this. Whenever you're in Kalahari, don't be afraid to go out for a fight, because the chances of you being third-partied is very low.
I thought you were going to say when you're in Kalahari, you're not to be afraid of calamari, but no, that's not going to happen. Okay. Nonetheless, we're looking in the middle. Fluxor's kind of sticking together. They're kind of doing a little bit of looting action, and they want to be more centralized, which is a little bit different from how they played last map, that is. But they're going to probably look to skirmish in with HQ Esports coming from the west.
As it is for now, Loud, they are finally getting themselves out of the vicinity, right inside of Bayfront. EVOS, it does seem like they know what is going on as well. But for now, let's talk a little bit more about the circle, as Goddess got themselves inside of Mammoth, and inside of Mammoth is also going to be some parts of the circle. The circle just going to be comprising the bulk of the island, and Old Hampton is the only place that is not within this area. And we talked about this before, many times. Whoever plays in Kalahari, you know that Refinery is the place to go.
Yeah, because it's central. It's got it's got high ground galore. It's got so many different options that you could like potentially be. The last fights, the last circles, if they happen to go to the Refinery, you're gonna have a good time, right? And so you want to make sure that you're there first so that you can get that perfect position and that elevation, which is all important in this game.
But of course, we're talking about high risk, high reward. Whichever team that would want to make their way into Refinery, they must be ready for an action. But the thing is, things are slightly different from competitive games, screaming games, and park games. Because there are times whereby people, they just want to contest for Refinery because of the sake of it. That is pug. Where for screams, you would want to go over there because, well, why not? I want to kill people. I want to try some tactics out. I want to learn about the other teams. Why not? But in competitive mode, when we are looking at a real competitive setting, dropping into Refinery has got to be one of the most ballsy moves that there is to be. Because, well, there may be a little bit of some kind of a reverse psychology going on about, go to where may be usually busy, but it's actually empty.
High risk, high reward, my friend. It's great in terms of positioning. It's going to hold you in for the long term. There's a great amount of loot. It got elevation. It's got a lot of positives that you can do. Mind you, of course, yes, you might get decimated in the first minute, but you know what I mean? Like Fluxor they seem to have this on lockdown, and they're actually making their way out of that, and it looks like they're going to move and run into Ace here.
Oh man, Fluxo versus Ace. Fluxo didn't quite do very well in game number 1, and Ace, they did pretty darn well, and of course, their marksmanship is very important. They did manage to get themselves a total of 12 kills in that previous game, so we should not discount for the marksmanship that Ace had. But one thing's for sure, as Jumper takes the first shot, as his shot is just going to be echoing throughout the entire horizon. Nobru takes one off of the head of Carlos, another one assassinated. More and more of these fleet people is definitely going to eat some lead as Fluxo slowly gets himself all of the members killed within of the side of Team Ace. 3 of them decapitated. The last one is going to be Tiki as he holds himself down inside of the glue wall behind of the boxes. Nowhere to go as Fluxo did not give them a chance. They did not pull any punches, and that was a brutal execution.
How quickly they fall. Ace here was last, match 2, they got 2nd place. Now they've been dropped out. They get 0 points for this round. I don't think they got a single kill. They're completely knocked out. Joppa, here, he has the most kills in the history of LBFF, and you see exactly why. He was by himself, kind of isolated. He saw an entire house of enemies, and he was like, let's go, let's bring it on in, and they came in like SWAT, and they completely wiped out the team.
Yeah, they literally got swatted, man. Literally got swatted. And that is what's insane from the side of Fluxo. And I would say that there maybe is a chance of luck involved in that, because we do have one of the members coming from Ace. They were using the third-person view to just kind of make sure that they are scouting outside. But it just so happened that it is the wrong window. And Japa, he took that chance. He shot whoever's inside, immediately executed him, and then the rest of his team came in right in the nick of time as well. Nobru, he immediately jumped into action, and they worked on it in sync.
Yeah, and they came from all 4 windows or whatever.
They saw the contract.
Literally, they went in. I mean, they were just missing the flashbangs and the SWAT calls pretty much. But that was as professional as it got. But you see just how quickly the tables can turn. You do need to be careful, and this is why this game is so crazy in the fact that, like, hey, you had a great first match, things can happen, now you're on the bottom.
Yeah, this is gonna be sad over to the side of Team Ace. But of course, Fluxo, they are pretty darn happy. Right after getting themselves out of Refinery, they got themselves a easy 4 kills. And I dare say it's easy because that was a convincing win. None of the members from the side of Fluxo even took, well, I mean, some of them took some damage, but none of them were knocked down. And that is the true epitome of, well, convincing win.
Yeah, and Joppa was coming in. He was getting, actually, he knocked one guy, and then he was backing away, trying to reload, and the other guy actually went out the window to go after him. And Joppa was like, oh, you want to come after me? No, I got you. And he takes him out as well.
Wow, my, oh my. The rabbit really shouldn't have chased this hunter. And at this point of time, well, Team Ace, yikes. And of course, the inconsistency from Team Ace was definitely probably going to bring them to the middle part of the scoreboard. And I've got my hopes up. I'm looking at Fluxo now. There's so many other teams that is still in contention for this game, because the circle is going to be popped in the eastern side of Kalahari with Phoenix Force right in the center of that circle. And this is just flashbacks. This is like the same thing as the previous game. Phoenix Force, center of the circle, they don't cower behind big buildings. They just want to bunker down somewhere, hold their 6, and just gatekeep.
Yeah, and Phoenix Force, yeah, they're in the middle, but they know exactly where their opponents are. Their awareness is like on another level. They were getting some shots off on Fluxo. They know that they're in the vicinity. You know, I mean, VIP are also close, and as well as First Raiders. But hey, if we're looking at Evo's top, they're going up against Silence as well, and there's a little bit of a skirmish on that top run. Needs to be careful. This circle is starting to close on down.
They're eating the storm. They are just slowly getting ticks and ticks and ticks of damage. But one thing's different is that Silence, They are taking the catapult and they're just flying right through the air. Evos have realized that, you know what, we have missed our chance. So let us just head on through, get ourselves inside the circle and completely avoid silence. Now that is a good play from Evos. They had good trigger discipline. They do not immediately fight against silence because they were in a pretty precarious positioning as well, as they are constantly getting themselves hit from the storm.
Oh, but Silence are in the position to gatekeep against Loud, who are actually eating some blue damage right now. They're making their way south, but Silence are waiting with their arms open. They're like, all right, you want to come in? Let's go in. Here's a giant hug full of bullets.
Well, this is great, right? Because Silence, they pretty much understood that there will be teams that was go around the perimeters of the current circle, because the circle at the eastern side is so close to, well, the end circle. I'm not saying end circle, but the previous circle and the current circle is too close. So you don't really even need to move that much. But with this current circle now, it is comprising of absolutely nothing. Barren wasteland, something that Phoenix Force loves, and it just so happened that they themselves are inside along with VIP Esports.
All right, but HQ Esports are gonna just zip line in. They're gonna meet Goddess, and they're just gonna go right ham, and they're gonna get some pot shots. They thought they were safe on that flank, but with that zip line coming in, they're just coming in hot.
On that front, Roro coming in from Goddess, he's just gonna be holding himself up in Zin of the Time Turner. He should be A-okay for now, but not until the point of time where HQ Esports, they make their move right now, as Now pops out the glue wall. They're just going to be holding down this small little part of the tank, but unfortunately they really have to watch out for the other entrance of the tank. But for now, ETA has gone down. Bruce is going to go down as well, as HQ is coming in, Storm and guns blazing. Roro is going to be exposing his position as he tossed a grenade over to the side of HQ Esports, only to find himself in a precarious position. Tyson goes down, Skyrix, one on Noda on the other side of the map. But Funky M is just going to be heading right inside of the faces of LGDS, and of course Goddess takes the blow. They are going to be ranked at number 11, while none of them even brought a single kill onto the side of their opponents. And that is one easy kill for HQ Esports.
That was an absolute disaster for Goddess. They thought they were going to be the ambushing it, or they got ambushed there by HQ Esports. Caught them off guard. They were trying to run, and there were too many things going on, and they were not coordinated at all. And not being able to get a single return kill, that is unacceptable.
Yeah, that is absolutely unacceptable. But you know what else is unacceptable? The fact that we are going to be jumping into the next fight, because things are starting to get chaotic. Things are starting to get fast. As BTS is hiding inside of this crate. He's hiding inside the containers. Did anyone see him at all? As we do have Shin coming in with the grenade launcher. He did manage to get a kill down on the dark hole. He's just going to be popping down the glue wall, holding himself inside. He should be still A-okay, as he is still inside of the circle? I have no idea though. It does seem like from his silhouette, he is a yes, Shin, it's okay. Inside the circle, inside the containers. But unfortunately, he has shut himself down inside. Like an otaku he is. But everywhere, all around the map, Shin, with the grenade launcher, got the kill on the Umbak. He eliminated at number 9. Definitely something that we did not expect, as Umbak constantly getting himself hits and hits and hits. Shin finishes him off with a nice grenade launcher. That is an execute.
That's an amazing shot right there, and they really needed that. VIP, though, like they have 0 kills to their name. They gotta find something. It's one thing to survive, but you're getting rewarded, and First Raiders just go down now. They're been the 8th team eliminated here. Shadow's getting some shots on, not actually able to connect on anything, not really doing much damage.
Precision shots all around the map. We do have Silence. They are all the way in the northern side. They are definitely going to be gatekeeping against Evos over here. But I don't think that is going to go too far. Take a look at that grenade! Coming in from VIP Esports. Fluxo is not going to be stopping just yet. Phoenix Force is not going to be stopping as well. As you do have a lot of throwovers just going to be throwing right into the opponent's faces for now. Evos, Abu is the last man remaining from the side of Evos. And that is definitely not something that was expected, because Evos, they were strong. They are strong, but what has happened to them? Being sandwiched in between of Fluxo as well as Silence, he's definitely gonna go down. As Garena with the nice sniper rifle puts the final lead in between of his eyes.
Yeah, and see here, just kind of Silence, that is. They're just trying to third party here. Fluxo, they know that they need to move in. So, Skyrix does get knocked. Nice shot by Joanna, come out of nowhere.
And of course, we are gonna be looking at more damage being dealt over to the northeastern side of the map as HQ Esports and VIP Esports, they are getting closer and closer and closer. But Silence though, they are the one in the middle of everything else. They're also going to be looking at Fluxo. They're also going to be looking at quite a bit of members here. What exactly is going on? As Damaro takes one, the Cruz another one, and they have completely nuked out Fluxo. HQ Esports eliminated as well. All around the map from the north to the south to the east to the west. We are looking at VIP Esports with a total of 4 kills. They have found themselves some opponents on the side of Phoenix Sports. On the right side, they are also looking at Silence. They're taking a little bit too much for themselves. They have put themselves down with a couple of glue walls, hitting themselves onto the trees, and they are just going to be leaving the rest of the fight over to the side of Silence to take themselves down. But unfortunately, they go down as VIP Esports take onto the helm. 4v4. VIP Esports and as well as Phoenix Sports, they're still holding out well. Phoenix Sports, what exactly they're doing? They have got a really nice grenade over with a pew pew, baby. And we have Phoenix Sports, one man down, managed to get himself a really nice resurrect over here. VIP Esports, Joke goes down, Garena getting the pistols and the shots and everything else right on top of the opponent's faces as VIP Esports gets themselves down. And what can I say, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the booyah once again for Phoenix Force.